Self, there's something I want to tell you.
What is it?
Here's the thing. I just can't keep it to myself anymore, and I don't care what anyone says about it, or how upset they get, or how much they make fun of me, or anything.
Well, what is it, for crying out loud?
The thing is, I love you. I mean me. I mean us. I mean myself.
And there's not a damn thing anybody can do about it.
I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all.
Sorry, I had to.
Self-love is not just a feeling, it's a relationship.
And not to sound like an international coffee commercial from the 1980s, but it's the most important and memorable relationship you will ever have.
I mean, do you hear that?
The most important relationship you'll ever have.
More important than the most important relationships in your life.
Like your most important people, your spouse, your children, your parents, your bestie, your situationship you keep letting back in because I just can't quit you. The Buddha said, you yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Self-love is one of those things everyone agrees is important, like drinking water or getting enough sleep. But despite knowing this, most people struggle with it. We know we should love ourselves, but then we remember that time we said, you too, when the waiter told us to enjoy our meal. Or that time we missed the train on the way to that job interview. Or that awful thing we said that we wish we could take back. And suddenly, self-loathing feels like a more natural choice. Paramahansa Yogananda said self-love is the first step to divine love. Self-love is one of those spiritual concepts that sounds beautiful in theory, like inner peace or forgiving your enemies, but in practice often feels really fucking hard. Like, how are we supposed to embrace ourselves as divine beings of light when we just sent a sexy text to the wrong person? And now we want to dig a hole and live in it forever. And yet every mystic, guru, and old lady who talks to birds in the park insists that loving yourself is the foundation of all things good. They say the universe is a reflection of your inner world. So if you want abundance, joy, and enlightenment, you have to start with yourself, which is not easy or convenient. And wouldn't it be much easier if the universe would just mail us a certificate proving our worthiness instead? So now you might be like, okay, Miss Smarty Pants, so what exactly is self-love anyways? Oh, thanks for asking. Self-love is actually really cool. It's the way you speak to yourself in quiet moments, the way you care for yourself when no one is watching, and the way you hold space for your own heart, even when everyone around you is being really hard on you. It's not vanity. It is a deep and sacred understanding that you are worthy of kindness, tenderness, and joy, simply because you exist. It is giving yourself grace when you stumble, patience when you struggle, and celebration when you shine. It's trusting your own voice, even when the world tries to drown it out. And it's knowing that you are not defined by your past, your mistakes, or anyone else's opinion of you. As much as doing sweet things for yourself, like giving yourself gifts, taking yourself on artist dates, and getting massages are all wonderful, and totes keep it up, babe. The real work of loving yourself, and that which has the greatest effect, is the compassion and understanding you show yourself, the hard decisions you make in the name of your well-being, and your ability to forgive yourself. I know. It's like, can't I just take a walk in nature and call it a day? Not if you want to experience true self-love, you can't. It also isn't about only doing what feels good. Because if that were true, self-love would mean eating cake for breakfast every day. And while that sounds amazeballs, and you do you, but a hedonistic only approach to self-love might lead to some questionable life choices. You know what I mean? And as much as going on your own fear and loathing in Las Vegas adventure might be mind-blowing, most of the time self-love involves discipline. Going to bed early, saying no to toxic relationships, and not letting the voice in your head talk to you like a mean middle schooler. Because Those guys are mean. And disclaimer, self love is not narcissism. Narcissism is thinking you're perfect and that you should be worshiped accordingly. Self love is knowing you're imperfect and still treating yourself like someone worthy of respect, kindness, and love. But BT dubs, if you are worried you're being selfish or narcissistic, congratulations. Selfish people don't sit around wondering if they're selfish. Psychologist and author Eric Fromm believed loving oneself is the bedrock of truly being able to love anyone else by saying, if an individual is able to love productively, he loves himself too. If he can only love others, he cannot love at all. And I gotta tell you, I agree with this. Even good old Mr. Rogers said, you can't really love someone else unless you really love yourself first. And that means learning to love all of ourselves unconditionally. Think about it. If love were conditional, it wouldn't be love, it would be a business transaction. And yet, so many of us treat ourselves like we have to meet certain requirements before we deserve our own kindness. I'll love myself when I lose 25 pounds. I'll love myself when I stop being socially awkward. I'll love myself when I have a 6-figure income, flawless skin, and the ability to poop faster. But that's nonsense. Imagine telling a puppy, listen, you puppy, I'll love you once you stop tripping over your own feet and falling, even though it's really freaking cute. I mean, that would be ridiculous. You love the puppy because it's a mess, not in spite of it. Love is a verb, kids. And as we all know, a verb is an action word. So self love is a live action experience. It's waking up each day and choosing again and again to embrace the person you are and are becoming, even when you feel messy or uncertain or unfinished, and to meet yourself exactly where you are without judgment or condition. Because some days you might wake up and feel like a radiant, unstoppable force of nature. And other days you might look in the mirror and wonder how you messed your life up so bad. And that's okay. Because true self love is unconditional. It's not about liking yourself only when you're perfect. It's about embracing the fact that you are a glorious, occasionally ridiculous, ever evolving work in progress.